Guys, it is finally here, one of the biggest updates Halo Infinite has ever seen. A new era for Halo Infinite has arrived. This update is massive. We have changes across the board today in security, content, the way the game plays, networking. We even have sandbox changes, firefight changes. Almost every part of Halo Infinite has been updated today. So what I have done is I've gone through the entire update. I have timestamped every part of the video. If there is one part you are particularly interested in, you can quickly jump to the point you want. But let's get into it. We've got a lot to cover. So first up today, let's talk about the networking. Halo Infinite's brand new networking model has been rolled out onto the game finally. We first tested this back in December for Firefight King of the Hill and Squad Battle, and both you guys and myself gave a lot of feedback to 343 saying, look, it's a really great step in the right direction, but here's some feedback, mainly for projectile weapons, some bugs we discovered, and numerous other quality of life fixes. So I read through all of the patch notes, and let me tell you, there is heaps. And here is what I found. The big positive with this new networking model is desync is almost completely eliminated. The big thing that was troubling the whole Halo community for a very long time is more or less now gone. The new networking model is like a legacy Halo title, so it's going to feel similar to past Halo games. The downside to it is that for everybody who lives outside of America, there is now no longer any lag compensation. So if you shoot someone, they're running behind a wall, it will no longer register. One thing you may have noticed, and it's something I definitely noticed, is that bullets seem to register faster. This is a good thing. Hit registration seems to be a bit more consistent, although when you go to higher pings, it is going to feel terrible. The best thing about the new networking model is that it actually feels like a proper Halo game now. And by that, I mean if you plasma grenade a vehicle, it's actually going to launch the vehicle depending on where you've stuck it. Vehicles on the whole feel so much better to use. They're responsive. You can turn them around so much easier. There's no major teleporting, which is fantastic. And even a player named Milk, he was sliding around on Livefire, set his ping to 400. Absolutely no desync issues. You love to see it. Two minor downsides, and it is based on connection. The skewer sucks. And when I say it sucks, it sucks. The projectile of the skewer shot needs to be sped up. It is way too slow if you're on high ping. And 343 said they fixed this with the weapons switching on the Banshee and the Wasp. I got into the Banshee, I had the bug again. It was a lot better than before, but it still happened. Overall, I'm really happy that 343 took the extra time to polish up the new networking model, as it is a night and day difference from the first networking test we played. How you interact with objects, the physics, all of that is buttery smooth now. And it's something I've been waiting for this game to have, and I'm so happy, even if it did take 2 years, that it is finally in the game. Next up, we have gameplay, and I'm going to have a separate section on the sandbox weapons and how they've changed, but the gameplay actually feels very, very different. You may have to change your controller settings or your keyboard and mouse settings, as the game with the new model actually aims very differently. I myself found myself missing shots as I just wasn't used to how it feels. There's definitely going to be a period of adjustment. However, some things I actually did notice about the gameplay is my resolution in-game seems higher, the scoreboard UI seems bigger, especially when it's showcasing the scores, and overall, my FPS, my frames per second, especially on Forge maps, seems better. The only downside gameplay related I could find is sometimes I'll grapple onto an object, it'll do a double grapple animation. That is very annoying. There is also a continuous bug that 343 says they know about, that if you play Deadlock in big team battle, only tanks spawn. I hope this is fixed by 343, as it absolutely kills the flow of the game. But speaking of tanks, we have our first video sponsor. Warthunder is the comprehensive and free vehicle combat game available for PC and console, offering 2,500 different tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships at your disposal. You can play the way you like on both land, sea, and air. Warthunder's detailed graphics create a realistic combat experience that allows you to control the most powerful creations in humanity's history. With over 70 million players, you too can join Warthunder today on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. New and returning users who sign up with my link today will also receive the Eagle of Valor Vehicle Decorator, 100,000 Silver Lions, and 7 days of War Thunder Premium. This offer is available for a limited time only. If you're a fan of military history and would love direct access to a wealth of content, then you will love War Thunder. Now next up, we have anti-cheat, easily the most controversial part of the update, as 343's in-house Arbiter anti-cheat system has been completely removed from the game. What has replaced it? Easy anti-cheat. The exact same anti-cheat system that is on the Master Chief Collection. Now I was told by people, because the Master Chief Collection is older games, they have certain vulnerabilities that Halo Infinite just doesn't have. However, I will say, Optic Lucid was permanently banned because cheaters were impersonating his gamer tag exactly like they do on the Master Chief Collection when they steal someone's identity, and it was leading to people getting banned. We've also seen people with aimbot and the ability to see through walls, so it might not be the same vulnerabilities as the Master Chief Collection. It's still very bad for Halo Infinite. Serasia, who looks at all the code behind the game, said that 343 literally removed all kinds of code obfuscation, making the game easier to reverse engineer. Good for modders, better for cheaters. If I am correct, code obfuscation is to make the code of the actual game obscure, unclear, and unreadable. And now that Halo Infinite doesn't have that, I really hope the cheating problem on Halo Infinite doesn't get really bad. Again, time will tell, but there is certainly some concerns there. On a happier note, and my favorite part of this update, is the new squad battle maps. 7 brand new maps, well 6 and Behemoth, have come to Halo Infinite. They're beautiful, community made, for the community. God damn, they are amazing. Many are remakes from past Halo titles, and there is a dedicated playlist on Halo Infinite right now for the new squad battle maps. I absolutely love playing them today, and I gotta say, Behemoth 8v8, there was absolutely no spawn kill when I was playing. It played really well, and that was awesome to see. A big shout out to all of the forgers, you guys are super talented. I absolutely love the maps, I really do, and I'm gonna sink hundreds and hundreds of hours into it, and as I get cool content, you guys are gonna be the first to see it. Now the last big ticket item I have to talk about today is the Sandbox. Many weapons have been changed on Halo Infinite, and we need to talk about it. The Bandit's reload is faster, although it makes very little difference. The Stalker rifle now only has 6 shots before it overheats, as opposed to 7. That's still a very powerful weapon, and I was absolutely destroying with it today. 343 changed the plasma pistol, and I actually think it's worse now. The single shot doesn't really do anything, and the tracking shot is absolutely useless still. It's honestly a dead weapon, and I think 343 really needs to look at it. I think because I've been in the Halo community for such a long time, the plasma pistol has a special place in my heart, and I really want to see that weapon usable, as almost every use for it has been taken away, mainly by the Disruptor and the EMP feature. It needs to see some love. The Commando is now amazing, very little bloom, much better at range. I absolutely love the Commando now. If you haven't picked it up, give it a shot. You are not going to be disappointed. And by far, the biggest thing about this update is 343 has changed the gravity hammer. And oh boy, it is Christmas for me. As for the longest time, if you have a friendly teammate in the driver's seat of a vehicle, the gravity hammer wouldn't launch that player. It wouldn't launch the enemy. The gravity hammer was more or less useless. You're watching these examples on screen. Look how far they go now. The stuff I'm going to be able to pull off with this is amazing. Thank you so much to 343 for listening to this, listening to my feedback. The regular gravity hammer can now knock players and vehicles off the map the way it's supposed to, so I'm really glad to see they've finally fixed it. The power isn't so strong, it's still very, very strong, and it still is a power weapon, but it is so fun to use. A quick side note, even for custom games, there is so many new and exciting custom games that can be created now, as we have a weapon that manipulates physics. Finally today, there is a couple small ticket items. One of those is custom firefight. I spoke about it in my last news video, but it's going to give forgers the ability to create a true firefight experience, and it's honestly going to give them the level of customization that it's going to rival ODST or Halo Reach Firefight. That is awesome. 343 also changed ranked for players with 1800 CSR and higher. If you hit 1800 CSR, you can only gain or lose 7 CSR per win or per loss. Unfortunately, as I said, 343 is still balancing teams on the hidden matchmaking rating, the hidden value nobody can see. And if you play a lot of social modes and you go to play ranked, you're going to lose a majority of your games. Many players are going to be hard stuck 1800. That is only 1% of the player base, but it's something I definitely noticed, and I may have to do a dedicated video on that. So that's it, guys. That is the entire brand new Halo Infinite update. A massive day for the game as it enters its newest era. There's some other very minor fixes that are very quality of life, like when you drop an equipment now, it's not going to get stuck in the floor. Finally, that's fixed. And there's a funny bug with the opening scoreboard where you could actually control your player in the opening loading screen and you could walk yourself off the edge. That was very funny. But on the whole, I'm very happy 343 decided to give the networking model a complete overhaul. It really did need it. And I really think for many people who are suffering desync, teleporting, and just overall jitteriness when they're playing the game, they're going to see a massive improvement, and that is awesome. So thank you guys for watching. Big thank you to Warthunder for being our very first video sponsor. Warthunder is available on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. Those of you who are new or haven't played for the last 6 months will also receive a massive bonus pack across all platforms, including multiple premium vehicles, in-game currency, and more. Let me know what you think of the newest Halo Infinite update. The only thing I really want to see from Halo Infinite now is some new vehicles and some new weapons. A great day for Halo fans, so I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later.